Welcome back to Project XB. We're back into it. We're out of lockdown. We've got parts. We're able to work on it. It's fantastic. So we've fitted the roof lining. We've got the windows in. We've fitted the front and rear windscreens. We've got the rubbers in as well. And it's starting to look like a car. Unbelievable, but here we are. So this episode's a little bit different because I've been working on it by myself and haven't had a trusty helper or the ability to record as I've been doing some things. All I can do is explain what I'm doing and then show you the finished result and give you a few tips and tricks as I'm going by. So hopefully you like this episode. Well, if not, the next one will be coming out hopefully soon, so look out for that one. But anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so this is the car builder's sound deadener that we're going to be using. So hopefully this will make the vehicle a little bit nicer to drive in the warmer weather. It doesn't have air conditioning, it's quite noisy as well, so it's got a really cranky Cleveland, so hopefully this will make sure that it is actually quite pleasant to drive when we go cruising. So we'll show you what we're going to do and where it's going to go, and then we'll catch you up after that. Alright, so time to sound deaden the doors with this car builder's stuff. So it's a bit like Dynamat, only different. So I'll catch you up once I have got it in there. Okay, so we have got our car builder's sound deadener all the way through the door. So I don't know how well we can see that and don't know if it will focus. Hopefully it will. Oh yeah, it's not too bad now. So you can see there that this has all been put on there and rolled on. So now the car seems a lot more solid, which is nice. And hopefully that will keep out some of the heat and the road noise as well, because these things were pretty nasty, with that being a throwback from the 1970s. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, the whole inside of the door is now sorted out with car builders. What we will do though is do the outside of the door as well, once we get all of the rest of the window and the door lock mechanisms and everything else inside, and we'll also spray the living crumpet out of it with some cavity wax to prevent any future rust, because as we know, these vehicles are hygroscopic. Okay, so the roof was firstly fitted with the sound deadening material, so that just fitted up against the roof and was rolled on. After that, we followed it up with stage 2, which was the insulator. And the insulator is there to provide us with protection from heat. So hopefully that makes the cabin a little bit cooler than what it would otherwise be, because it is a summer cruiser, and it's also going to eliminate some noise. The vehicle seems pretty solid in the roof, so like tapping on the roof, you can really tell that it's well insulated, which is exactly what we were after. So yeah, pretty happy with the way that came out. Once again, I've gone with the car builder's stage 1 sound deadener for the floor and the firewall, and then coupled that up with the mass noise liner that they offer, which is supposed to give us superior noise suppression inside the cabin. And from the front footwells back, I've used the mass noise liner light, which is slightly lighter, so that it would just mould a little bit better to the contours of the rear footwell and around the rear seats. So hopefully that will give us enough noise suppression, because it is a cranky Cleveland. It is going to be fitted with 3-inch dual exhaust with an X pipe, and the resonators and the mufflers can only do so much. You still want it to sound a little bit like a muscle car on the outside, but that gets pretty tired after a couple of hours in the vehicle whenever we go for a cruise. So trying to have the best of both worlds. Some say trying to have your cake and eat it too. That's what I'm trying to achieve with this. Hopefully it works. If not, well, you know, at least I tried. So yeah, we'll be laughing all the way along, knowing that I've either got it right or I've made a horrible mistake. Okay, so we're going to have a go at doing one of the worst jobs that you can possibly do in a vehicle. So we're going to have a crack at doing the roof lining. Now we've got the roof lining already up, the bows are in the right spot and everything else. So we'll see how good this roof lining actually fits
So this is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So yeah, what we'll do is have a bit of a crack at it, and then we'll catch you up at the various stages as it goes through. So first thing that I've got to do is I've got to clean up all of the garbage that's actually in the car. So we'll go and do that first. Got some pegs there ready to go. We've got some pinch weld as well, and we've got some glue. So we'll see how we go fitting this roof lining, and then we'll catch you up as we get through the various stages. All right, so we're really getting there now with this roof lining. So it's looking pretty good. So you can see that it's all sitting there quite nicely. We just need to make a bit of a tack strip just on that bottom bit of the sail panels over there. So that will take out the wrinkles there, because it just needs to be pulled down with some tension. When I was pulling it down with my hands, it looked really good. So it's yeah, looking great. All we need to do now is just attack the front area, get that right, and then do a little bit of trimming, and it should come up absolutely mint. So this is a really good roof lining, and easy to do considering I've only done a handful of these things. This one went together really nicely, so hats off to A1 trimmers. So if you need a roof lining, that's where you go. Alright, so this is the reason why you want to put the screws in before you actually put your roof lining in. It's so that you can actually find where the screws are, make a little bit of a nick, so that way you can pull the screws out, because otherwise you won't know exactly where the different bits and pieces go. So you can see that we've been able to quite easily put in our sun visors, and now just the sun visor holder. We've also got the top for the seat belt, which is going to be over there somewhere, as well as a little the hook as well. So that's the way that you'd want to go about finding that. Otherwise I wouldn't have a clue where to find it. The center light was pretty easy. Again, there's some screws there for the actual bezel that goes on it, and these rear lights that are on the sail panel, I've still got to pull that down, but the rear lights on the sail panel, what I've done is I've actually installed the lights. I've put the globes in there, so the idea is when I hook up the battery, I should be able to see some light, so I know exactly where to cut. So that will make it pretty easy as well. So just a couple of little tips that I've found over the period to make this just a little bit easier than what it would otherwise be. So there you go. All right, so we've got the right work up. So the next thing that we're going to do is try to put in this rubber seal that goes up along here. So we'll have a bit of a crack at that, see what that looks like. So we've got that from Rare Spares as well, so we'll see how that fits in there, and I'll chuck that in and we'll catch you up. Alright, so we've got our Rare Spares seal door roof XA, XB, XC Coupe right hand front. So we'll see how this fits. So of course this has got to fit in this channel up here that I put the stainless on there, so that's all looking pretty good, and that's in the right spot, so we're all looking pretty good there. So it's just a matter of seeing how this seal fits. So hopefully we're on a bit of a winner, but we'll have a look. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. That's sealed up really nice. It went on pretty well too, so that all worked out quite well. This quarter window seal here, that actually worked out quite well as well, so I was pretty happy with that. All of the seal all around the top of the window is looking pretty good. The door shuts, which is amazing. Who would have thunk it? But anyway, there you go, brand new seals that aren't Ford genuine ones, and they actually fit pretty nice. Also got a little bit excited and just open this, and also fitted this one up as well. So I need a little bit of mucking around, but we got there and it fit up okay. You probably noticed that welder's helmet there and got a little bit scared. Well, it was a bit scary. I don't like generally welding into freshly painted vehicles, but unfortunately panel shop number 1 lost the window or rear window brackets for the window regs, so needed to make up a couple and tack them in the right spot once I had got the window in the right spot. So that's all good and done now, so you can sort of see right down there the brackets that hold up that upright for the rear quarter window, so it's all good. So we'll just go and fit the other side up, and Bob's your uncle. Okay guys, this is going to be a landmark day in the build of this XB, because today we are going to be putting in the rear screen as well as the front screen. So the windscreens are going to go on the vehicle. So we can see that we're ready to go. Got all of our little bits and pieces, including these little clip things here, which are spacers. Very, very important. We've got our mirror ready to go. Already got the glass in, as you saw before, and we're ready to go for the rear screen as well. So we've got the hood lining completed, and that is just being held up now by some pinch weld until we get the rear screen in. So once this screen is in, I'll go and I'll catch you up. I am actually getting someone professional to put this in, because I don't have any great success putting in these coupe rear windows, and he's going to do the front screen anyway, so I may as well get him to do the back one.
So if we have a look at the front screen, you can see that went in quite successfully. We were able to fit the mouldings and also the windscreen wipers as well. The rear screen also went in quite successfully. It took a little bit of effort to get the rear mouldings sitting right. However, they did fit quite well. One thing that we did find out though is that the latest rear spares rubber is a little bit thicker than what the original one was. I was lucky enough to have an original and one that was made in 2014, and also one that's brand new. The brand new one was nothing like the original. The 2014 one was the closest one to it. So if you're chasing a rubber for your rear screen, the one that you want is one that was made between 2010 and 2014. Anything that's the later ones from about 2018 on, apparently, says the window fitter, are no good. They're a little bit too thick. They will fit, it will just make the mouldings just stick up just that little bit, and they don't sit nice in the actual recess for the rear screen. So there you go, that's what I found out. So hopefully that helps somebody. So if you are chasing a rear rubber, you want either the original or one that was a rare spares rubber that was made somewhere between 2010 and 2014. So there you go. If you did like this video, please like, share and subscribe.
Alright, so I've got a bit of a product review on these brand new XB Coupe taillights. Like, they look bloody brilliant, they really do. They're fantastic looking things. They fit in the hole pretty good. They're awfully close. The only problem that they have is that these little nuts that they've got here for the original screws, they don't fit. So you can see that it doesn't want to go in. I've had a bit of a go at that before. And what I've got is off of the original XB Crusty Coupe taillight lenses that I've got, I've managed to take off the original nuts, and of course they'll work brilliantly. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to swap these guys out for the original ones so that the original screws go in, because I have no idea what type of screws that would take, but they certainly don't take the original ones. But other than that, they fit absolutely brilliantly. But you just need to make sure that on your old taillight lenses you take off those original type captive nuts, because if you don't, you're going to have all sorts of trouble trying to fit them. So that's what we're going to do, and then we'll fit them up and I'll show you then. There we go. I reckon that looks pretty good. So it's really only the little captive nuts on the end that don't take the original screws, but apart from that, I reckon that looks pretty good. The same with the other side over here. It's looking pretty good. So they are a bit of a win, those repro tail lights. So